Twitch online. It's not just my phone. Oh, we may be back in the game. Let me turn that one off. Let's get rid of that. Rock out. You know what? Let's just go straight for it. Let's see if that switches across. Sort of back on. Hopefully now there's just a small delay as the... hey, wait a minute. Things are moving. The question is it moving on screen? I can see my forearm. This is a good sign. Not that it's a pretty forearm, but it's a good sign that I might be close to getting this bloody thing working again. Oh, that was movement. Moving back. Well, now it's back. Thank you, Scoreback. Cheers for sticking with me, guys. So it seems that my router wanted to melt. So it looks like we're back online a little bit. Fingers crossed. We were doing the weapon that had just been finished on one side and I was just about to highlight the other in white. If it drops out again, I will not continue tonight. I will take it from there and it'll need a full shutdown and reset and come back on again. I've not had that problem before, so hopefully it's just a one-off, a surge or something. We shall hopefully not see it happen again tonight, he says. Hopefully. Well, it was going way too smoothly, so we'll quickly finish highlighting the weapon. So you can see now where it was plain white before, and it was really poor of texture and colour on the other side, or this side should I say. Now we've put some in, it actually looks quite good. I will just do the corner of the mag briefly with the edge, and then we will come up to, oh, let's not knock you sick, we're now upside down, but that's the way I'm holding it. That's not a camera issue, it's just a gas issue. No, it's meant to be. It's meant to be. Cool. So yeah, so we've got the gun done. You can see where I mucked up with the wash earlier. So we're just gonna re-go over that with white. Get rid of that horrible dirty brown colour. Yay! Jim's happy. It's nice to be appreciated. Make sure we got the shirt by his belly. Gotta have that belly done right. And let's just make sure we're good up and around. The shirt definition at the top leaves a little to be asked for, I'm not gonna lie. I'm happy with the back of the shirt. Yeah, I'm happy with that. So, one thing I will point you out to now is the trousers again. So, just those shades, you can see how much texture we've added. And I'm really happy with that. And then we'll come around to the back and you should see that there's quite a colour transition when you're looking sort of these dark areas coming up underneath now, which is quite cool. Quite cool. Right, just going to quickly chuck some water into the Bugman's Glow, which is our base colour for the skin. We're just going to bring that back to life, like so. We've done the wash over it, so this is basically the first sort of highlight. A little bit of water on the brush, just get that off. So I'm just going to quickly attack the fingers, the hand. Let's position that so I can bring it towards the knuckles and try and stay a little bit away from right at the sort of the deepest area. 1 finger, 2 finger, 3 finger, trigger finger, fingertips. Not going to go too much under the hand. Got the thumb coming up onto the weapon here. Down to the palm of the hand. Again, apologies for the loss of signal. It's technical. And if it's not, I'm going to say it's technical. That way it's not as much my fault. Even if it is my fault. Who knows? Who knows? I didn't pull a wire. I didn't cough so hard, and I don't think it's got the coronavirus. Because it shouldn't affect routers. Which is not a nice thing that's going around the world at the minute. So then we'll pull on the nose. Tidy that up. Just going to go across the brow. One way, the other way. I'm going to feather that into the forehead. A little bit more on the brush. Turn it at a slight angle. Let's get that center shot. And the dark area where we did just around the cheek, I'm going to bring that up a colour. So that highlights the cheeks a little bit. Keeping this nice and thin, allowing us to work essentially the colour into various places. And although it might go on a little light here and there, you'll probably find it dries darker. Definitely getting a bit of hand cramp. Top of the ear, back of the ear, bottom of the ear with a curl. Cool. So I want to keep some of this darkness, so I'm just going to carefully look to do the top lip and try and define this side of the mouth, which doesn't really have a lot of detail. It's kind of been lost in the sculpt. Not the sculpt, manufacture. And then draw right across from the side. So he looks like he's making a whistling shape with his mouth at the minute. So I'm going to have to sort that out. So I'm just coming, basically putting the brush down on the cheekbone itself, just dragging down. And as I get less paint on it, it covers less. Back up to the forehead. Around towards the ear. The temple here is a bit dark. Cool. Yeah, there's a real problem with the mouth there. What I am going to do to try and solve it is actually go darker still. So I've now put the black that I watered down before to repair on the weapon system here. Now grab some of that and I'm just going to sort this out if I can initially. So we're going to make him into the Joker. Give him a nice smile. Or a very low mustache, whichever way you want to look at it. Get rid of the black. Back to the skin tone. Completely over it. And then take the excess off with the brush. Has that worked? No, it's not worked. It's going to be interesting. He looks like a definite villain now. So, when in doubt, back to the base colour. Do that whole area again. Let it dry. Oh, might just pick up a hair there. And then we'll rewash that area and see what we get. It'll give me time to come back to the hands. So while we leave that to dry a sec, we'll grab the Cadian flesh tone. I'm going to mix up a sort of a little bit of it into what I've already got set up with the Bugmans. And we'll do the hand highlight. So what I've done is I've left pure Bugmans on the left hand side of the palette, a mix in the middle as you can imagine, and then I've got a dollop of the Cadian flesh tone on the right side of the palette that I can pull and push in as I wish to bring it lighter or darker from either side of the centre. So we're going to attack these fingers. These fingers. How are we doing? We must be well over time now. In fact, I did a reset, didn't I? So what time is it? It's 21:50 here. Started about 7:30, so we're about 2:20. So we're definitely behind at this stage. But if I can just get that face right and a highlight on the hair. The gun's done, the trousers are done, the shoes are done, the shirt's done. So that will finish it off pretty much with what I thought was going to be a quick one has ended up being a long one. Counting them chickens, it's never good. Let's get the thumb. In fact, this one extra layer is all I'm probably going to do looking at it because it is quite a light colour, which is nice. Cool. I'm going to quickly rip the flesh aid. Stick a bit on. I'm just going to pull it out and away as well. That way it gives me something to work with to come back to. There's my can of pop. I'm going to quickly jump in the grey. So this is what we did the initial highlight on the gun with. And I'm literally just going to speckle the hair. He's no youngster, what can I say? None of us are these days. Get some intermittent grey going on. Get that the right height. Make sure he's not showing no bald patch. Oh, that's something I definitely need to do on one of them. Let's just have some colour of the skin coming through to make it look like they're bald. I bet that's quite difficult actually. So going in, oh, that was way too much. Get that back off quickly. And just dab in, touching. Getting that. This is me already. Except he's got more hair. And that's great. Cool. So grey's in. How the hell have I managed to get back on that brown again with the white? Obviously when I was repairing one I've over repaired. So we'll just quickly go back in and square that out. There we go. The belt, before I forget, we definitely need to do that belt. So black belt. I don't know if it's karate or what he's got it in, but he's definitely got one. There's actually some belt loops on here, so I might need to grab some brown and chuck up that. So let's get this on. This is not my best work with the models we've been doing. It's been a weird night though. Especially when we then lost signal as well. It still looks like, I'm looking at the router now and it's still flashing as if it's not happy. But it seems to be going out. Hopefully it is. I'm interested to see where you guys think I should begin looking at World War III stuff. I kind of want to do British. I know the colour schemes, etc., but that's well, yeah, it's working. Awesome. Thank you very much. but that's kind of staying safe. Germans have always had some great sort of different camouflage patterns to most nations. Are willing to use orange and other more unusual colours within their patterning. That's why I chose them for World War II. You have a real mix of colours over time. Get to the belt at the front, it's going to be a bit awkward. So if this is not in camera shot, there's a reason for that. And that's, I don't want to screw it up too badly. This is awkward. Luckily it's near the gun, but it's the trousers I'm worried about. And the white shirt, there we go. Can hear my neighbours. That's always good. I must just be getting out the car. Yeah, there's the car door. So it's about to get noisier downstairs. Cool. So that's just belt loops for the belt. Get this last bit blacked out. Yeah. So belt loops for the belt. Grab a bit of brown. Steady in breath. 1. 2. Buckle my shoe. Kids nursery rhyme. 3, 4. Knock on the door. Can't remember 5 and 6. Something we'd like playing with sticks. I think it goes. One thing I'm definitely going to have to do is just run over the rag and flesh shade on those, just to bring them down a tone to the what we've done with the trousers. Cool. Back to the grey for just a second. So up here I've sort of lost, as you can see in the shirt collar. The shirt collar here goes into, or should have a sort of a grey shadow. So it brings that into there, up to there. That's better. Cool. Now grab some white. Just tidy that up a little bit. I love tidy up because I used to work so hard to make sure everything was right first time and get really annoyed when I screwed it up. And that gave me enough practice to learn how to tidy up instead. I love it. So now I don't worry as much as I used to because I'm confident that I can try and tidy up almost anything. Cool. Right, the mouth and all that. So back to the paint palette for the skin tone. So I'm going straight in with the half and half because I can see the chin here. Bit more of that. Get the nose again. Get the forehead done. Down the temple, tidy up along the cheekbone, back up to the nose. Same for the opposite side, down the nose, across the forehead, around the temple, cheekbone, back to the nose, top of the ear, back of the ear, bottom of the ear, top, back, bottom. Then from the cheekbone, just going to feather with the tip down, diagonally. But this time I'm going to come up onto the top lip, feather away, come at it from under the chin across it. Hopefully we're trying to build that mouth that's difficult to see. A little bit more colour. So back to that cheekbone, feather it down. Cut that gap between the ear. And from where the mouth should be, top lip to the cheek again. Yeah, it's definitely fighting me, that one. Just going to darken it down with a bit of the Reichland. He's got proper bags under his eyes there, so we're going to use a thin bit just to soften that. Makes it a lot, strengthen the brow as well, which is nice. This side, same. Want to soften that bag under the eye, strengthen the brow. Thin again. Nice. And I'll try and get basically just above the eye to narrow the eye a little bit, like so. Right, we're starting to get some real. So the mouth is still a bit which you need to work on. You can see there's a dark spot here on the cheekbone, so we're just going to get rid of that. Again, I just need to get above the eye. There's like an eyelid on these. It's just a matter of catching the edge of it to try and separate it out a little bit. Cool. Then we're going to quickly switch behind his ears and the neck, which we've left alone up until now. Need some more paint on the brush. Nice and thin. Allows us to manipulate it. Run the hairline without losing the hairline. Run the edge of the shirt, try and keeping it off the shirt. I'd rather get it on the hairline because it's darker. Across the back of the ear. Up towards the ear itself. Run the edge. And then just bring it up to colour away. It looks like he's got pretty chubby cheeks, which is quite nice. Most of the guys have had a quite square jawed. Then just going to touch into the neck area. Adam's apple him out. Cool. So back to Reichland. Let's get that mouth back in again. Cheers, Jim. It's definitely been a bit of a fight with the mouth on this one because it wasn't only half defined initially, and basically just trying to load up the edge of the brush, run the mouth, and then run just under the mouth, under the bottom lip essentially. Tried using black, but it didn't work, which is not surprising, but disappointing at the same time. Let's get that cheekbone in. So I'm just running either side of the nose just a little bit. And then, while we've got the ink up, I'm just going to ink the bottom half of the jaw on both sides to add shadow. When it dries, it should, because it's very thin at the minute, should add shadow without really taking away from the colour. Just going to reinforce the centre of the ears. Darken down the hairline bad haircut above the ears, so it's not as strong a pink. We're going to run the nostril line, because that'll help give us a defining feature under the nose. Too much. There we go. Then just going to get sort of the inside of the nose edge and then pull the eye again. And we talked about the brow before. I'm just going to re-establish that sort of area. A very, very thin layer into the eye itself, and then just that brow bit. Any excess that you're not happy with, which I'm not at this eye socket, I'm just going to pull the excess away and bring that back into the temple, just for that recess that you sort of get at the temple. The mouth is beginning to form, but yeah, I think this is going to be just one of them where I'm going to have to accept it at this point. It's getting close to, yeah, 2 hours 35. So I'm going to reinforce it again. Eyes again. Cool. Let's have a look. So happy with the shoes, happy with the trousers. A little bit of muck on the shirt, so we'll grab some white. Clean that up. Bit more water. Bit more white. Shirt needs to be nice and tidy at the top. So yeah, that's alright. We're going to reinforce the grey right at the top here, and on the shoulder, the collar, across the upper part of the back. So the highest points for catching the sort of the white areas being the lightest area because it's high, getting the most light, or so I want. Just careful around the skin there. The top side of this chest as well. Happy with the weapon system. The skin's not quite right yet, so I'm gonna go back in, do another mix. So we've gone back to the half and half now from the Bugmans. Have a look what it looks like. Somewhere we can repair, which is the fingers. Yeah, that's okay. Right, so this time just the tip of the nose, just the brow, both sides, above the nose, feather up the cheekbone, keeping the gap at the temple, top half of the ear, cheekbone on that side, top half of the ear, the fat part of the chin, so the lowest point, all the way across, just the chin though. Yeah, I'm concentrating, you can tell my volume's dropped. I'm enjoying the challenge of, because I didn't like skin, still don't like skin, still struggle with it. So I'm enjoying a lot of the time the challenge that doing these videos actually makes me work on stuff that I don't like to do and I'm not very good at. And the more you practice, the more you find the way that you can try and achieve or get close to achieving your goals, which is always nice. So this challenges me in a way that I probably wouldn't challenge myself. And it's G's fault. G, it's your fault. You were doing Thursday. Now, obviously something came up. G never lets you down otherwise. Something impossible came up. So just getting rid of them bags again, trying to keep that nose separate without losing or adding too much colour. Starting to get these lips now. Starting to. What do you think, guys? So we've got some character to it. That top lip's still a little skew-iff. So a quick clean of the brush. Back in the ink. And this side again. Just gonna dab it in. Cool. So I'm going to take the lightest point now and mix that with half of what we've already got, half and half, to bring this colour up one more layer. I think that's what I'm going to call it tonight. So drag that finger. So this guy's going to be a bit paler than a lot of the others we've had. It's been a tough night, guys. Great to have a few in the chat, which is always awesome. Makes me feel like I'm not just wasting my time. Great to have the team members come in and show support, which is always good. That's what it's all about. Team. So we're going back to the nose again. Into the brow line. Both sides. Ear. cheek. Not too much. There we go. Other cheek. Up towards the ear. Top of that ear. Happy with the nose. Flatten that out. Chinny chin chin. So we're sort of keeping a darker lower part of the cheek deliberately. Maybe he's had a shrapnel wound to the mouth or something. Let's go with that. Drag this down just a little bit from the cheek. There we go. Top lip. A little bit more on the brush. Nearly there. Oh, I imagine I was off shot for some of that. This is the pain of doing faces. I apologise. It's been one of them nights, it seems. Pull the excess away. Even if I just give him the form of a rounded edge at this, it's just one side. This side's alright. Just either I could have cleaned it up better in that area or gave it shape, or it just didn't quite have it in the last bit of the process. Thanks. It's yeah, it's a frustrating model, this one, for me. The other ones have all been okay. This is the first one that's actually been a bit annoying in its finish, not being up to what I wanted it to be, which is why I'm still fighting it when it's, what time is it? 10:15. So yeah, you can tell when I'm not happy. I don't like leaving stuff alone if it's not right. It's pretty much there. Just feather that down a bit on this side. Nice behind the neck. Yeah. Just behind the neck a little bit here. Top of the ear. Palm of the hand. Back of the hand again. Right. So I'm going to commit now to a brown for a lip, because it's not holding the colour. Cool. Right, so thin down the brown that we use for the butt of the gun. I'm just trying to establish a solid line for that top. There we go. There was just a part of the lip that just didn't form properly. So I've managed to get most of it. I just need to get the end rounded correctly, which is this side here. And again. Live, die, repeat. Cool. And that's a light brown. So now I just need a dark brown, which I'll go with. I'm not going to use the Montang. I just want to try and get a center line. So we're going to use a Rhinox hide. And then this is it. If I can just get this right now, I'm calling it there. He says. So where I put the extra sort of wider mouth in, I just want to try and break the line of the lips up. Yeah, I think that's that. Good enough for government work. Yeah, final look at the skin and the quick once over on the model because we've made that mistake before. Quick shaping around this edge of the mouth here, which is cool. Under the eye, under the brow, same for this side. Just tidy up that top lip just a touch. Don't want the mouth too big. That makes sense. I'm just going to use the paint to narrow it a little bit. You know what? I hate it. I absolutely hate it. Frustrating, to say the least. So back over that bit. There's the wash. Angry Gaz. Dry. Dry. See, it doesn't always work, guys. Could I define it with a beard? It's not a bad shout. Let me have a think. Alright, let's go for some 5 o'clock shadow quickly. Let's see how that goes. So we're going to grab some Known Oil and chuck it on the palette. I've just thought, oh, Real Tonka, a goatee. Maybe, yeah. Obviously, Real Tonka 73, I don't actually know. Obviously, you know me and I know you, but I don't know the Real Tonka. Oh, half and half for water this time. I didn't put enough water in. Who you are? Don't recognise the handle. So I've gone half and half of water to really water it down. And I'm just going to push and pull it around initially. I'm going to go up onto the cheek as well. Up onto the top lip. Across. And try and do the first layer of 5 o'clock shadow. Get a beard going on this guy. We share a name. Ah, now I know who you are. Mr. White. I meant to ask last time. This is where I found out it's not Mr. White. So we're going to let that dry a sec. Make sure I've got the beard everywhere. And have a look at that in a second. I am correct. Well, thank you for joining me, buddy. Thank you for watching my frustration. So just thin down some Bugmans and just feathering the edge to control the beard. Now that I've established where I wanted it to be. So I've all gone over first. Essentially it's like doing a razor. Now we're shaping it to be what we want it to be. want just under there to have a little bit of like so, going away from the nose. Looks a bit like Captain Haddock, yeah. Yeah, agreed. But like you say, it was a goatee. So we've gone fully OTT first. Hey, OTT. And now we're gonna bring it back to be a goatee with thin layers of the flesh. Which should also leave us with a bit of a 5 o'clock shadow away from the goatee. I want to put eyes on him, but it's something we don't really do on these ones. Make sure we've got reasonable coverage over there. That side. It's just a bit too dark there. Quite tough to get that right. Just bugs me. Definitely didn't have a feel for the setup today. It's been a tough day. Yeah, it's still not taken quite right. This is too dark here. Let's just thin that out. Go over the top lip. Looks like it has a stroke. Who knows, maybe it has. So now, come down from the nose, come across for the jaw, down from that side of the jaw. I just need to get his top lip sorted. He's got a hang lip at the minute. Still got just a slight hang lip in the middle there. That looks like an extra from Planet of the Apes. A little bit of Reichland. Too much. Let's clean this brush. Yeah, I totally took away his top lip. It's got that curled lip from the series and the film. Some water in there. Right. Let's try again. So definitely fighting this one. Right. That's that bit done. Let's try again. Should be quite bright now. So make sure it's on camera. I think I'm going to have to call this one and finish it another time off camera, because it's really fighting me right now. Just can't get the mouth shape right. It's getting late and I've got to be up for work in just over 7.5 hours. No, Jim, it's fighting me, dude. I'm really annoyed with the mouth. The shape was terrible on the sculpt, and I can't define it properly without it looking like something I'm not happy with. Yeah. And I don't like leaving stuff alone because I don't like having to come back to something that's a problem. I'd rather just fight it and get it bloody done, but at the same time I understand the realities of one, being too bothered about something, and two, the fact I've got work tomorrow. And I'm cover as well. But I've got I keep having to chuck black on just to redefine the bloody mouth. Right, let's see if we can get it this time. So I've gone back to Bugman's basically to re-flatten out the colours in this area, get rid of the... So it was a good idea from my mate Gareth, of same name, to try and chuck on the beard, etc. The shadowing helped to define the mouth for me, and you can see now how low the mouth is on the miniature, which is really weird, and part of the problem for me trying to achieve what I wanted to achieve. Just soften up this forehead a little bit with the Bugmans. Cheekbones. Right, let's see what we can see. Chinny chin chin. Yeah, there's no real defining mouth feature, which is a real pain on this mini. But we've got a mouth. Currently it's black, which is not ideal. So because obviously that looks like it's been a painted black line. So I've literally loaded up water, chucked it onto the flesh tone that we're using for the rest of the face, and I'm going to drag it over it to try and soften it as a colour without completely blotting it out, and then taking the excess back away with a wet brush, which has done alright actually. It's just took the edge off it a little bit. And I'm going to grab the Reichland to brown it out a bit, put back in some shadow in that area, go back into the eyes just a touch because they've softened down now. Under the nose, just going to drag the sides of the nose to tidy that up, top of the hairline, just to give it a little bit of shadowing. Then lower part of the cheek up to the ear, lower part of the cheek up to the ear. Just give it a second and have a look. Quickly back to the flesh tone. And just tidy this up just a touch. So just underneath the eyes again, where we've just darkened it back down, just the highest point. Just around, like a vertical, one side of the mouth, vertical, the other side of the mouth to box it in. Come across the chin and back to that top lip. Cool. He has now got a mouth. Well, that was painful. I've managed to catch the shirt as well with one of the moments. So let's just tidy that up. Tidy up around the collar there. Tidy up the collar here. A little bit on the forearm there from catching it as well. That was one I covered earlier, it's just not covered fully. And I think I'll call it there for tonight, guys. Well, you saw me fighting it tonight. Whoa, what a pain that was. So he's done. Let's just change the angle here. So we have our 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8th miniature is complete. Another AK wielder. Got some nice trousers going on. The loafers are solid. I'll tidy up around the feet when G snips the base. Hopefully she doesn't take any of the beautiful loafers with it. I like the white and the grey on the shirt. I think that's come out quite nice. I like the hair. I hate the mouth. And the skin is just basic because that's what we're doing on these guys. The weapon system looks fine. I think overall he is good for tabletop. He'll go well within the gang of blokes. So I will take him out to save the spring in my little handle thing. As you can see, it's getting quite loose now, whereas before it would hold tight. Thank you very much, Gareth. It was it's not exactly as I'd like it, I'll be honest. I'd probably go back in if it was a model that I really was worried about. I'd go back in and attack that mouth with probably the back of a scalpel blade just to get some definition into it and go from there. But hands are free. I've got a brew with my name on it, followed by probably 15 minutes of reading and then bedtime. G, you owe me one. Thanks very much for coming on tonight, guys. Hope you enjoyed what we did. A quick look at where we're at. So we have, let's see, 1, 2, buckle my shoe, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, we're getting there, you see. 8. So we are certainly growing in number. So the guys are coming together nicely. This is the UK effort that's heading over to the USA to fight as enemy forces. Got them support weapons, look. These are happy chappy. Got quite a variation of weapons. I changed up the shades on that to make them mirror shades. Marty, that one's for you. From being the base flat colours that we used initially. Probably the only guy that actually looks like he's in military kit, except for the flip-flops. Gotta love it. Cheers, guys. Gareth, hope you have a good night, buddy. We've got the Lakers top dude. Again, mirror shades are out. One of the early ones. All geared out. And finally, one of the Dickers with the bit of fluff on him, with the trendy jeans and a mobile phone. So yeah, so the gang is coming together. My total is 13, so we're down to 5. Hoping to get 1 or 2 done this weekend, and really appreciate you guys taking the time. Hope you enjoy the show. Sorry, I apologise for the loss of signal. Not a lot I can do about it. It's just one of them things. And I look forward to seeing you soon. So I will leave you with the usual, with a bit from Blackstrike Studios, our sponsors, who really help us manage to keep the podcast going and keep the interest going. So have a great night. Hopefully I'll see you at the weekend as well. And take care.
Are you looking to become a Tier 1 operator in the gaming world? Elevate your games with Blackstrike Studio Terrain.